1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 2 and 1. We've got another episode of Unplugged with Nicki Marie. As real life has it, I had a guest that was scheduled to come to my studio today. I had my editor ready, my video guy ready, my intern ready. I hired an intern. That's a whole other story. But I had everybody ready, locked and loaded, planned ahead. And as life should go, it's that the guest has a kid with a fever, a 103 fever. So you know what we do as moms and as rock star women and men is we plan B it. Even when we don't have a plan B, we make up a plan B. And right here is plan B with Nicki. I luckily have a friend in Caitlin Murray, Big Time Adulting. And I was like, hey, bitch, can you get on a call with me? Can we do a podcast? And she's like, sure. So Carissa, I hope your kiddos feel better. And I will see you next week or the week after, because I'm really excited about the episode with you. But without further ado, today's episode is Nicki Marie and Big Time Adulting. And we're just going to chit chat like the girls do. Welcome to the show. Probably. There we go. That's good, right?
Yeah. What should I do? Should I save it how it is?
I think you're great.
I look like shit. Look at us in our college.
Listen, if I have to get ready for this, I'm not doing it.
That's true.
I'm not doing it. There was a woman that commented on one of my, I know she's not a follower of mine, but she was just like, I'm just curious. Why are women doing, podcasts like in sweatpants now? And I was like, because we fucking can. And we want to.
Yeah. Like what? But like what? A woman said that?
Is this suit? Because I won't.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
But also, I think there's something to be said. Like I am a college athlete. I'm an athlete through and through. And I'm still that person.
I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day because, okay, so you'll feel this because the more like, your career is growing and stuff and you get invited to go to things and like, especially when it's like at night and all of the shit that I have to go to is in New York City and like people are dressed and I'm like, I just don't know what to wear all of the time. And I feel like my best self in like athletic gear, like put me in, coach. I am ready to play in my like sporty leisure clothes.
Yeah. So I've talked about this before and it was like probably 3 years ago. I said, I don't know psychologically what this is, but if I am trying, like if I'm trying with the hair and the makeup and the glam, I feel really funny.
You feel like you're like not yourself, like, or like, look, like, is this this is a joke?
I don't know what it is. I have a thing. This is a me thing, but sometimes I look at women that really take a lot of time to get ready. And I look at it as like because I don't know why.
Do you know what
it's not their issue. It's opposite me. I feel great like this.
I'm going to go a little deep on that.
Yeah, go deep.
I feel like I sometimes feel a little self-conscious when I get dressed up too. Like I'm trying to have more people look at me. And I don't want that to be like the impression that I give off. Like, look at me. I'm all dressed up. Look how good I look or something along those lines. Yeah. And it's my own like, I don't know what that is. Like
there's something psychologically there because I don't know. I have to. And then like the funny girl comes out where like, if people are like, oh my God, you look so pretty. You look hot. I'm like,
I know.
I do something dumb.
I have like a go-to response for that. And I'm like, oh my God, stop. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. And then I blurt it out every time. And I'm like, thank you. I know. Right. I look great today.
There's a self-deprecation thing here with us.
Oh my God.
But it's okay. Like when we met at the mom conference, remember our dance party?
Yeah.
That was good.
went ham on the dance floor together.
And I'm remembering the pants I had on. So even though we were like dressed,
They were my pants.
okay. So hold
I
on.
lent them to you.
Okay. So how did that happen? Because I was just thinking about the pants, and I was like in my head, I'm like, where did I get those? Whose pants are those? They're yours.
They were my pants.
First time meeting, and I got her fucking pants on with the little slit, and I was like, look at us.
Yeah. Those are good pants. They looked great on you.
But how did that happen? Did I not have pants?
I think maybe you just like didn't feel like wearing a dress.
Or was the
I
theme
don't know.
thing? And I was like, I don't think I have.
Was it a theme? Like, was it disco or something?
People went hard with those outfits. We were at what was it called? The
Mother conference.
Yeah, in Cape Cod. We got to go back to the Cape together, by the way, to Lansdale to have a Greyhound.
Oh my God. It's my stomping grounds. It's like where I grew up. It's where I got into all my trouble.
Are you and I on the same brand campaigns?
I did JUNKLESS.
I know. And then Mitty from Metals. I think the brands are like, I like these two.
Yeah.
I love that for us. We're doing some of the same.
Yeah, we're aligned.
So like, be for real. What do you feel about these?
I like the peanut butter ones the most.
Same.
Yeah.
My Chase likes the strawberry. Layla likes the chocolate chip. So I'm going to tell you, they sent these to me and I was like, oh, I don't know. Another snack, 34% less sugar. And then they sent them and I was like, didn't tell my kids they had less junk and they both preferred them. So now we're a JUNKLESS family and today's podcast is sponsored by JUNKLESS. So thank you, JUNKLESS, for letting me do this shit. So let's start there.
Let's do it.
I want a sunny day. I want to sit near the dock of the bay with Caitlin Murray and have a fresh pressed grapefruit in with the tequila. And
I went vodka.
You went vodka. I went tequila.
Okay, I'm going to say this out loud for anyone who wants to hear it because I love vodka. And I feel like vodka is like old school. Like people don't drink as much vodka anymore. It's like all about tequila now. And it's been all about craft tequilas for all of this time. And I'm like, if I were, I'm not comfortable being being a brand person for alcohol because I just don't want that to be my image or whatever, even though I drink plenty of alcohol. It's not like I'm against it. It's just not like I don't need to be aligned with alcohol. Anyway, if I did want to be aligned with alcohol, I would go craft vodka brand right now. I feel like vodka is going to come back hard with vengeance. And like nobody's made a good, like fun vodka since like Tito's.
Okay. Can I be honest with you? I went to try to do a fun Drunken Dunkin' post a few weeks ago, and I went into the liquor store, the package stores, we call it the Packy in Massachusetts, and I was like this. I said, what? I swear to you, it's probably still on my crazy Google. You know when you search and like you have 1,000 tabs open? I Googled, what's a luxury vodka brand? What's a high-end vodka brand? And guess what came up?
Kettle One. Grey Goose.
That didn't come up as a high end. Grey Goose. Yeah. Belvedere. And there was like one other that they did not have on the shelves I've never heard of. So you're dead on.
Yeah, I'm like, somebody get it. I shouldn't. But I don't want to be the vodka person.
I will fucking do it.
Do it. Fucking do it. I'll co-found with you. I don't know.
We are in our investor era. We are in our like
hardcore.
Love this for you. So, but I don't want to lose this moment. Vodka. I saw Snooki put up a post today and it brought back flashbacks of why maybe some of us are not as hardcore vodka as we used to be. We really didn't do well back in the day at times with vodka.
Snook probably needed to lay off the vodka.
Yeah. So she did a post today and she's like, it was like, you know, when you're doing this, but you gather the information so quickly, you don't need to watch the full post. She was talking about how she likes vodka with the Crystal Light lemon powder. And I'm going to be honest with you, my old days of Kenny Chesney Country Fest, I used to make a big old jug of
Of lemonade vodka.
with vodka, and I would throw the fresh fruits, the raspberries in there, thinking I
Oh.
was doing something good. Try rotting raspberries at the bottom of your like cooler by the end of the day. Don't put raspberries in your drink.
Is Crystal Light like a zero sugar situation or something?
It is, but lots of aspartame, and you talk about a headache the next day. I still remember the headaches from it. Great
Well,
drink, delicious. You feel like you're doing the light sugar free.
people talk about like hangover cures and shit like that. You drink a certain amount of alcohol, there's no getting out of it. There's no cure for, 5 drinks. You're getting a hangover.
When was your last major hangover?
Last weekend, I was at my 20-year college reunion, crushed myself 2 nights in a row.
Girl,
Stayed up till 3 a.m., 2 nights in a row.
like low key, I love you for not doing this, but a little bit of me wants to see just a messy, sloppy reel montage.
Yeah,
Like those people that you love and you follow, and then all of a sudden they have a drunken night, and you're like, "Ooh, you probably shouldn't have
done that. Yeah. Who did I see? Bethany did that the other day. She did like a spin in front of her boat in Cannes, and I was like, she self-proclaimed she had a few glasses of wine, and she almost fell over on her turn around. And I was like, good for you for keeping that post up.
Yeah.
I've done a few like on stories, like I came home from a night out and just start dancing in the kitchen and I'm drunk.
Because I remember when we had cocktails together, we're kind of just like silly. Like I don't change, but I'm just a little bit like sillier.
Yeah, I mean, if you have watched either of us for very long, we certainly don't need alcohol to be a little looped out and
Not
crazy.
at all.
So yeah, dead sober.
I get a little bit excited, Like I go to, like, you know what it is? It's because usually when I'm drinking, I'm in a place where I'm like excited. So then the excitement with a little bit of, and I'm just like,
oh yeah, I can get pretty wild. I can get pretty like ballsy when I have had a few extra pops and do some stuff that I probably shouldn't.
Do you ever get like bitchy? Or is it like
no, not really. I mean, maybe to my husband sometimes, but not usually. That's not my MO. I'm usually just like, let's go, let's go dance, let's go party, yeah.
All right. So summer concerts, you going to any?
I don't have any on the books right now, which is unusual. We like to go see live music. Where are you going? Oh, I saw like Pitbull's going to be out this summer somewhere or something.
I would go to that with you.
Yeah.
I would go to that with you. We would vlog that. Is he like at Mohegan Sun? We can meet halfway.
I don't know where. Well, let's check out. I think I'm right about this, but let's check out the tour dates and where and locations.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
Imagine us.
Mr. Worldwide and us. Mr. 305 and us.
Yeah. My daughter put on it. I don't know if it's trending on like YouTube shorts, but she put Calvin Harris, I feel so close to you right now.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and then it goes and it drops. Yeah. And I'm like, Layla, how do you know this song? This is great when your kids start liking music.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're vibing out, coming home from field hockey practice.
You just did an awesome rendition of that, by the way, when you like nailed the like.
Well, that was I used to go to Vegas once a year with my girlies and we would club hard and it was so fun.
Yeah. When's the last time you did that?
I think the last serious business one might have been like my bachelorette party. Truthfully,
I went to Vegas for my bachelorette party.
We went hard.
Yeah, one of my good friends lit her hair on fire in the pool trying to light a cigarette, and then she got a fat lip trying to put her hair out on the side of the pool.
Did you go to
so she had like singed hair and a fat lip on my bachelor. No, we stayed at the Cosmopolitan.
Shame.
What year did you get married? Jinx.
Wow.
2011.
Wow. Imagine.
Mm,
Imagine if like the stars told us that we were on our bachelorette parties on the same exact date. I wouldn't be surprised.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'd be like, wait, imagine. So yeah, but stayed at the Cosmopolitan.
Did you go to the male strip club by any chance? Sapphire, Blue Sapphire?
No, we did not. We did not.
I got kicked off the stage there.
You did.
That's the kind of stuff I do when I drink. It's fun though. Like it's crazy, but it's fun. I get kicked out of things because I take it over the line. I bet you never got in trouble.
No, really, no. And I don't know why you get that from me. No, I'm very compliant.
Yeah, because I feel like because I'll tell you why I get that from you. It's because you're like okay, let's have fun, let's have a good time, but I'm not fucking around. Like, not going to be looking fucking stupid out here in front of anybody.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I'm always like I always got it intact, and I have a hard time if my younger days if I was dating a guy who got sloppy, it was immediately like nope,
Immediately now.
immediately no.
Mm.
And there's fun, but then there's like I can't do the sloppy. We went when we went to Vegas. We had one friend, and I love her. And I'm not going to say her name because she was one of my favorite party girlies, and she lives on the opposite coast than me. But she used to lose her legs. It was a thing. She has very large breasts, and we would be at the club XS. Do you remember Club XS? Did you ever go?
No. I've only ever been to Vegas the one time.
Oh, we used to go every year because I had the West Coast girls and I would fly out there and we would like drive in together from Southern Cal. So, oh man, these are great stories. So we would drive in, do the thing. But she was known, infamous for the weight of the boobs and the chicken legs.
Just tip over.
She would tip. And I'm not joking. One too many drinks and they're tipping. And in Vegas, they don't let you just slop around. You're like out of the club.
Yeah.
Out of the club.
The club.
So when I knew that her legs were starting to give out, I would immediately go into, we're staying, we're not getting kicked out.
Sit
I'm
down.
going to literally weekend at Bernie's this with you. And I would carry her around with my manly, strong self, right? I was always like the masculine one in my friend group. So I would carry her and act like everything was fine. And I made a game of it a little bit. Like I'd be like, I'm taking you to the bathroom. Keep looking straight. Focus. Do not make eye contact with a bouncer. And I'd be like this to the bouncer. Hello, have a great night. And she'd be in front of me wearing heels like this.
Oh my God. Tipping over.
And I would save us from getting kicked out of the club. So I'm a little bit of a hero.
Agree. In more ways than one.
But I would have been clapping you on up on that stage. I wouldn't have taken away your shine.
Yeah, I don't typically get sloppy. I usually am just being crazy.
I love that. We'll do great together.
Mm.
At the concert at Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide. Just don't get on the stage. I think
I would definitely get kicked out if I got on. Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay.
What else?
Random question. Your kids get invited to a birthday party on a summer weekend.
Mm.
If you knew it had to happen, what day and what time frame is it at? This is very important. Do you know what I'm saying? Saturday
I do.
or
I know.
Sunday. Because you can't do weekday. Parents work. They don't want to do, right? Saturday or Sunday. What time of day? Which day?
Well, I am a July baby. So
Same.
probably had to. Oh yeah. Do I know this? What's your birthday?
30th.
5th.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think if I had to choose, if I'm the parent, I think I'd want to go for like maybe a late afternoon Sunday. Because you could, if you're going somewhere, you can leave Friday and be back by late afternoon Sunday, like a 3:30 to 5:30 situation.
You're talking if you're the guest of the.
My kid has to go to the party. If my kid has to go to the party, yeah. Because I my husband especially really likes to like shut everything down early on Sundays to like mentally prepare for the week. So maybe that's like where everybody's home by 5:30, 6 o'clock, and we didn't cut right into the middle of our weekend.
Right. It also, if you're hosting the party, flip the switch, your people are going to leave. When I do a party on a Friday or a Saturday, not Friday, but if I do it on Saturday, people just, they stay.
Linger.
They stay. There's always, and I don't mind that, but you're right. Like on a Sunday, there's some people want the closure.
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking is Chase's birthday party got delayed this year because our pool was broken.
Mm.
You know what? Perspective in the grand scheme of things, not a big deal. But as luck should have it, it's fixed. But
What if you did like a 6 to 8 on a Thursday for a pool party?
I mean, I've never considered that. Parents might be like, this is great, and I can drop my kid off. I'll get a lifeguard.
Yeah, 5:30 to 7:30. Oh,
would you drop? Yeah, I don't think many parents drop this. So what we tend to do is we tend to make it fun for adults and the kids. Like parents can sit back. I put out all the chairs. I get good food because I always think when I'm having a kid's party, I want the parents to eat something they like, not just.
So you're inviting everybody.
Yeah, because it's second grade. A lot of parents don't.
Oh, I'm the fuck out of there if I have that option to get. Oh, yeah. Kindergarten. See ya.
At a pool, though, too.
I mean, at a pool, different, but second grade, I'd be okay at a pool. Like my kids are pretty capable swimmers, but.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I know. So I'm just, I'm thinking, I'm wondering if there was a consensus. If anybody wants to chime in, get in the comment section, please, and tell us. Because
what would you do?
I'm stuck.
But if you're inviting everybody, 3:30 to 5:30 on a Sunday.
Okay.
Or maybe you want to start it earlier if it's at your house, or start earlier, end earlier. Yeah. If I'm the host, I'm starting earlier because I want to get everybody out earlier.
Or do we do it on a weekday and save these parents from another summer weekend?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Just go 6 to 8 or 5:30 to 7:30 on a Thursday night, serve up some pizza or whatever. And
sports are done. Parents are used to being on a sports field at that time.
Yeah.
And I get good food. And I get like the, I do it probably even more so for the parents to have a breather. Because I've been to so many parties, and this is not to insult anybody. I've been to so many kids' parties where I'm like, okay, I'm standing around for 3 hours waiting. And then like, hey, do you want a cold piece of pizza? And I'm kind of like, no, because it's kids, but like I'm hungry. I don't know what to do. Right.
Yeah.
If I can let parents relax, I'm all about it.
You're really like nice.
I can't imagine being a person for 2 weeks who doesn't think at this level. It must be so relaxing.
I would be like, you can all eat your fucking fingernails. If I'm throwing a party for adults, it's nice. I'm doing nice food and all that shit. But I don't like to mix it with the kid. Unless it's a family party or like I've specifically invited friends over with their kids, then I'll make it nice, obviously. But if it's my kid's birthday party and I'm,
See, it's funny.
What kind of nice food do you make or order?
I order that shit. So I'll tell you, there's like, again, it's not, I think there are some people who try to be showboaty. I am more back to what I said earlier is like a little bit of a hero. I love when people are like, oh, wow, where'd you get the food? That was great. Or like, oh, wow, that cake. Where'd you get the cake? Like, I'm like, oh, that was Carrie Cupcake. She's the best.
Oh,
there's a little bit of like, there's a pride. That's an archetype, I think. We used to study archetypes. You're a jester. That's like the funny person, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know about this.
Forget it. We'll start our own, instead of the Enneagram, we'll start our own archetype.
Okay. So, but by the way, I am like funny and performative in that way, but I'm also like pretty serious a lot of the time.
Okay. How? Take us through this. I'm sitting back.
I don't know. Like, I like to get really deep on conversations, or like I'll get like really kind of, I don't know, granular about topics and go deep on them. And I just that are meaningful to me. Like, I love psychology. I love like the mind, talking about like, people's shit, my shit, everybody's, the reasons behind why things happen.
Like, do you sit outside sometimes or like look at the sky and go, what the fuck is this all supposed to be? Like that level of, is it like a spirituality? What are we doing in life? What are we meant to do deep? Or is it like
No, it's not that existential. It's more
okay,
like with
give me,
relationships and stuff like that, like talking about dynamics between people and how things sort of turned out the way they did for whatever reason and that kind of shit.
you've asked me many times about single motherhood, which
I
I think
have, yeah.
yeah, you're intrigued and it makes me feel like I think good friends lean into like, what's this like for you?
Yeah, I am very curious about other people's
Yeah.
experiences.
I love that. But that's what makes you lovable. Like I
Thanks.
can see that from you, even though you're not trying to put content out like that. I feel it.
Thanks.
Yeah. You care about shit.
I give a shit.
She gives a shit. I give a shit. That's gonna be the title of the podcast. I give a shit. You did send me a video because I said, hey, let's just have a few talking points. And you sent me a video, the guy in the elevator, small talk.
Talking about no small talk. Listen, I could go chat your ear off about small talk all day, but I'd make it pretty sarcastic, probably, like as if it was all a big joke. But yeah, when people don't have anything good to say about anything or don't want to have like a real deep conversation, this guy's whole thing was, if I'm in an elevator with you and you start talking about the weather, I hope these cables break and we both go down and die. And then we go up to heaven and I'm going to tell everybody that your last conversation in your life was about the clouds. And what a loser you are.
He wants to get right into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, he's like, I want to know, when has your grandmother died yet? Like, what was that like for you? How's your marriage? Like all that shit.
Marriage. That's a good one. How's your marriage?
Are you asking me?
No, but that's a good one. I mean, I could ask you, how's your marriage?
It's great. Yeah. I feel really lucky to be in a good marriage. My husband and I went to college together and we were just at our 20-year reunion last week, where I was just telling you where we blew it up.
Yeah.
And just leaving there where we went to school together and driving home together to like this life that we have, I was like, this is just so fucking cool to be with like my best friend for this long, and like not like just would never have wanted to be leaving that campus without him or with anyone else by my side.
That is literally the cutest. You make me want to be in love right now. That's so cute. But that's it. That's all I want for my kids. This is a corny example of the way I express that to my kids because I don't have that. I love that for you. It's what I want people to feel in their marriage. I'm a huge advocate for making it work for marriage. But we were watching, it's going to sound funny, Ryan Trahan is like my favorite YouTuber. He's younger.
I don't know him.
He's who I want my kids watching because his videos are like watching an amazing series where it's positive and there's a challenge, or it's not stupid YouTube TV. So right now he's doing a challenge where he's raising money for St. Jude. He and his wife are doing a cross-country tour where it's sponsored by Airbnb, but it doesn't feel sponsored. So every single state they go in, they're staying at the top-ranked Airbnb in that state. And they're kind of ranking each state as they go along, and they vlog each state.
That's cool.
But why I'm saying this is he and his wife, as far as what I can see online, they are best friends. And they love doing like this together. And it's not like a fake online persona. They're just so damn cute. And I said to my kids the other night, I go, that's like the type of like partnership I'd want you to both have.
Mm-hmm.
They're both doing this thing together and they're just like happy to be around each other. That's it. So,
Yeah.
and hopefully it's really that way behind the scenes, but
I feel like you can also still have that. I think that like there's so much time for you. Like it probably feels like you're not like you can't even make room for that in your life right now because you probably can't. Right? Like unless that already existed, but you're going to hit a point in time where you're going to be open to that kind of love,
totally,
I think.
totally.
I think that there's like I think the reason why you don't have that right now is you're just like literally not allowing that to be yourself to be open to it because you don't have the bandwidth.
My version,
I respect that.
yeah, I did tell someone very close to me the other day. I said, I am more honest with myself right now than ever that I don't want to put energy into anything else right now. And from my experiences, men take a lot of energy. That's my experience. That's my story is that men require a lot of energy from me. And my story about men in romantic relationships is it's like ingrained in me, right? It's a muscle. Like your brain is a muscle. And my muscle has told me that this is a lot. Every relationship I've had to some degree has been a lot from me giving up of myself and my own spirit to make someone else feel.
I think that
It's hard to get out of that. That's all.
You're a very selfless person. You're willing to go so far above and beyond for the people that you love. Like I see what you do with your kids and for your kids. I'm like, she's fucking nuts. I would never be making these pancakes at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday and like going to Disney for like I can like barely get myself to go to Disney because I'm like, I'm gonna hate it there. And I look at you just like having the time of your life, like letting them live their best lives. And then I mean, I'm listening to you talk about the way that you like order food for parents that are coming to your kids' birthday parties and stuff. I'm like, you go all fucking out.
Oh, it's exhausting, but we all have that. We all have that love language. You know, the cliche of love, there's not 5 love languages. For me, there's 200, you know, but that is me. Like, no matter what I'm doing, I'm either all in or I'm like totally out. There's not a lot of in between. So,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why we can't compare ourselves to people online. Like your love stuff is different than mine. You know,
Yes.
what you bring to the table is different than mine. Like, and it's all good. We all need each other to be different. The world would be very boring if we were all doing the same shit.
100%. Yeah. We all have our
Who are you in your
strengths.
friend group? Who are you in your friend group? Like going back to this archetype thing, like, are you the funny? Are you the like? How would you describe yourself in your friend group?
I mean, I think people definitely think that I'm fun. So like they want me around to like bring the fun and bring the heat in that situation and make jokes and fuck around, you know? But then I think that I'm also the like sometimes advice giver in some ways or like the non-judgmental opinion person. Like I truly am very non-judgmental of like other people's because we all have our shit, you know, like everybody's I think of myself and like I'm so fucked up, you know? Like we're all so everybody's so fucked up.
Yeah. It's
I don't really like, do you know anybody who you're like, that person is not fucked up in any way?
Yes.
But do you who?
One. My cousin Bill.
Oh God.
I don't know. He probably doesn't even know I talk about him because he's not on social media.
But he's just like an amazing, chill human.
He is like the epitome of the most, if there were a term like most normal, he's just does not need attention for anything that he's about. He's just a great husband, supportive partner, wonderful husband, wonderful son, great cousin, stays like in his own lane, amazing at work, has been with the same company forever and just keeps getting promoted. But if you say congratulations, there's no, like, he's so good with who he is without any bells and whistles. And I look at him, I'm like, shit, man, I prepped him for this life a little bit. Because I was the cousin who just had him doing all the shit.
I
Like,
love
play
that.
the weatherman. I'm going to set up the grandma's camcorder here. No, you got to get out of the room now. I'm doing this part with my friend. And then you come in and wear this hat when you come in and
So
don't look dumb. Do it the right way.
so you say like Bill's not like neurotic about anything?
He probably is. I bet you I could get his wife on and she could tell me the bill is.
Yeah.
But like, I just adore, I don't think he knows how much I respect him. And I can't think of that many people who are just flying under the radar, drama free.
He needs to listen to this episode for sure.
I'll send it to him.
Yeah.
The last message he sent to me, which was the funniest text, is we were in Disney during the solar eclipse. Remember 2 years ago? The big solar eclipse?
Yes. Yeah.
And he sent me a picture of sunny eclipse from one of the little Disney cafes. And it was like a homage. Is that homage or homage? Homage.
A homage. Like you pay homage.
I say it, homage to our childhood because he remembered us
Oh.
sitting in that, like just slides it in.
Aw,
Right?
that's cute.
Very cute. Goofy.
Yeah.
So anyway, long rant about Bill, but cousins are the best.
I asked. I was the one who asked.
Yeah. Do you have good cousin?
Oh, I have great cousins. Yeah, I have a ton of cousins, and they're awesome. For the most part, I love them all very much.
Childhood. Don't you remember like just that was like the day we grew up was like full of cousin moments.
Yeah. Spent a ton of time with my cousins and my extended family growing up, and I have a big family.
Yeah. I try to remember that with my kids where if there's an opportunity for them to be with their cousins, I'm like, oh yeah, got to do it.
Got to do it. Got to do it. I know. I try really hard too. My brother lives in Massachusetts and we're in New York, and like our kids are kind of line up exact same. He has two, but so Lukey, my little one, is the last of the Mohicans there. But it's just so awesome when they get together because even though they don't get to see each other regularly, like on the weekly basis or even monthly basis, it's just like bang, like you just know when you're related to somebody. That's that like magic bond, especially when you're kids with your cousins.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Mom chatter. Has there been a moment in your life where you've been like, holy shit, look at my parents be grandparents? Like, do you see moments where you're like, wow, this is crazy how this is like, my parents are grandparents?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's more, I think for me, that whole sentiment or whatever the crazy part is that thinking of my parents as parents doing what I am doing now at the ages that I was, when my kids are the ages that they are.
Yes.
And just, as a parent, it's like this whole opportunity to relive your childhood, right? You're thinking back on that time of your life so much as you're watching your kids go through those phases. Like, do I remember this? What was that like for me? And it's a wild experience. And then I have gotten just like so much respect for my parents because I know they always like made me feel so loved and, not like I was a burden in any way, shape, or form. And I fucking was, because kids are. And they are like, they drain you for everything that you are worth.
Yeah.
And, but there's nothing I'd rather do. And I know but I also know like now as a parent that they felt that same way too. And I like, that's the way my kids feel and all of that.
Yeah. I think it's different generations. I did a post, what was it, last week? And it took off where I was talking about how many, and it's funny how you see people hear a message but not hear a message. So the message of my intention to come out of my mouth was one thing, but then you realize people take things so personally and they make what you're saying from their personal experience. So I'll give you an example. My message was, hey, I want to help build the bridge between parents today and their parents because they're the grandparents, right? So it was like this whole thing about how many people feel disappointed in their parents for not being wonderful hands-on grandparents. to their kids. I don't know if you're on that side of the algorithm. There's a lot of people that feel like there is no village. My parents are not good grandparents. Their social lives are more important than my kids. They don't show up. They don't prefer.
To me, that part of it is also kind of like, and I don't know the stories, the backstories, but I'm kind of a little bit like, grow the fuck up.
Okay.
Like, your parents are not there to be your servants also. Like, I love when my parents are involved with my kids and they're really helpful. And my mother-in-law, who lives in our town, is really helpful. But I never, ever expect them to be the ones to like step up into this role. Like, I will find alternate childcare solutions and that kind of thing. And I know that's actually probably coming from a place of privilege. Like, some people can't afford to ask anyone else to help.
Right.
But how much, I don't know. I hate the victim mentality. That's what that says to me. I'm like, I'm the victim. My parents don't do anything for me. I'm like, just shut the fuck up.
Oh, maybe I needed to hear that a little, because I'm not all the way on the side of the spectrum, but I have had a hard time with my mom. And I think there's like layers there, right? How you grew up, what it was like for your parents, what it was like for your grandparents. Like, I was with my grandparents all the time. All the time. And my mom was young and she worked multiple part-time jobs, and my dad was young. So I grew up with very young parents who were figuring out their lives, and my 4 grandparents swooped in and did like everything. And so now, going through a divorce, being a single mom, working, doing this, I've always made it look easy. And I think at times I expect my parents to understand how fucking hard this is, because I don't like asking for help. So I guess victim mentality a little bit is I expect them to like show up and know. So I think it's a lot of that. We're like, you're always speaking on behalf of like your own younger experience. But it's funny because I said something, and my mom has been at my house every fucking day since the post. And I recorded her the other day and I go, Mom, you're back again. She goes, well, if I'm not it, you'll say I don't do anything.
Oh my God, poor Wendy.
So funny. I told my dad the other day at the game, I go, Wendy's not missing a fucking game, a practice. Can I take Layla to this? Can I take her to ice cream after school? And I'm like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
Post, a lot of women said, I don't want my parents to ask me what I need. I just want them to show up and do it. And Wendy heard that message loud and clear. So, Mom, I give you credit. You've been here every fucking day since.
Go Wendy. She just needed to get a little rattled. She needed to get her bell rung a little bit there. I don't know. It's hard for me to say. I do have my mother-in-law. She's single though, and she's getting a little older. She has tons of energy and she's amazing, but I don't like expect her to be the other me, or like to do. Yeah. She helps a lot. She will totally. She's so happy to help. My parents live further away, so they'll do like swoop in for the weekend if I need to like get childcare for a full weekend, stuff like that. I think my feeling is that like whatever extra help that I get with my kids, I feel very, very grateful for. So if I had grandparents that didn't help at all, I would be like, what the fuck, maybe a little bit more. But I also don't expect them to do that much. Like,
yeah, I think we could all, I used to work with Matt. He was my executive coach when I was doing the corporate world and trying to balance my head and marriage and kids and all that. And he used to tell me, why are you carrying around these expectations? Because expectations ruin everything.
That's a big thing. Like, I think I also don't like asking for help, and I don't like the feeling of like people needing a lot from me, to be honest. So,
if my parents asked me for a ride to the airport, I'd be like, yes, but fuck. Can I have you an Uber?
Yeah. Like, I'll get you an Uber, actually. I'd rather, but yeah.
So
And I
sweet.
think of it like our parents they did it. They already raised their kids. Like now they want to live, if they are in that mindset mentality, or like, I raised you, I worked hard, I want to live my life now. Like, I don't want to be your babysitter, like your built-in babysitter. I'm like, I totally fucking get that. I just,
Yeah. And you're reminding me that my mom and my stepdad, like my mom did it twice in two
with
completely
Frankie
similar
way
chunks.
younger.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Mom, I'm gonna give you grace. You're turning 70 this year, so here we go. Nikki's finally
Yeah.
gonna stop being hard on you.
I
I
think of it too,
clock it.
like,
Clock
aren't
it.
you're exhausted after a day with your kids, right? And your parents have like 30 years on you or whatever for the most part. And I'm kind of like, I don't know how you could even do it at this
Right.
point, taking care of little.
I am the age raising my 8 and 10-year-old that my grandparents were when I was that age.
Yeah. So they had the energy probably, right? Like they were like, I can do that. Like my kids are grown. I can help.
All that I'm going to do is say to, because the grandparents like, finally, somebody's speaking up for us. The only thing I'm going to say is do not do the guilt trip though. Don't do they don't call us. We don't see them. We never see the kids. So let's meet halfway. You stop doing the whole, well, we don't see them. We haven't heard from them. They don't even call us.
That sounds toxic to me though.
It
That just like,
is. So that's like take ownership on both sides. You're not going to do that. And we are just going to say, when you are here to be a grandparent, we're going to just let you. But let's both of us. See what I mean? The bridge. I want
build the
everybody to be
bridge.
happy. It's hard.
Build the
Hard to make
bridge.
everyone happy. Build the bridge.
I just don't like people complaining about things that they want from somebody else. I'm like, have a grown-up discussion with this person, lay it out there, be matter of fact, don't be judgmental, don't be accusatory, say what you need or what you think in a kind way while considering their side of the story. And if they cannot respond to your needs, then you put up a boundary there. Like you take what you
Yeah.
liked from that relationship with the person and leave the rest and stop like letting it eat you
Mm,
inside.
preach it. Yeah, I think you got to do the same thing with yourself. Like if you want something in life and you hear yourself complaining about what you want or what you don't have, like you got to take action and start telling the universe what you want.
I I got a response last week on I had posted on my newsletter Soul Snacks. I reposted the commencement speech that I gave at my high school a couple of weeks ago. And some woman wrote back because my number, I did it like in this form of like I presented it as life hacks and I tried to make them like funny and stuff like that. And I was talking about my number 3 life hack was like, or mine was like how to give 0 fudgesicles. And I went on about like just put it all out there, like leave everything on the field, be vulnerable. Don't leave things unsaid. Don't work your fucking hardest. Take risks and leave it all on the field, because the only failure is just not doing the thing, right? There's no such thing as failure if you tried to do something that you wanted.
Yes.
And just like you got to not be scared to go after the stuff that you want in life. And some fucking woman wrote back and she was like, well, that's easy coming from you who had like won the life lottery ticket of like this and the internet lottery ticket. And I was like, you have no fucking idea about my life. Like I did not grow up in I'm from Brockton, Massachusetts. Like look it up, bitch. And also like I worked I was broke most of my life. Worked from the day I was like 11 years old until the first minute I could get a job. I got a job so I could have my own money and stuff, and like worked and paid my own rent in New York City for a zillion years when I was the second I graduated from college. And I was very vulnerable putting myself out there on the internet, 9 months pregnant with none of this came easy necessarily. But in the same breath, I'm not here to complain about any of that stuff. Like
Right.
you're in the hardship. She's like, well, I can't do that because I have to work all day, and she wants to be a writer or something. And she's like, I just don't have time. I'm like, you're the one who needs to read this life hack,
So
not complain about it.
something tells me that you raise your kids without probably knowing it the same way. For like, if you want something, you go for it. If you like, so take me through that. Can you think of an example of how you raise your kids with that same mentality? Because I really do think it's passed on. There's like cycle breaking. I like to think there's things in my cycle that I'm breaking, but most of the stuff I'm trying to hand the baton on because I got some really good stuff. Luckily, I was given a loving family. And being online, I realized a lot of people don't have that. And you're either going to look at us as people who are like, wait, they were raised well, and I want to learn how to do that for myself and for my own kids. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
What I hope people would get out of me is I'm not trying to break through these trauma issues. I'm trying to pass along some of the great ways that I was luckily raised. But I shouldn't have to apologize for being loved and being born in a good situation. And even if you were given this, even if you did have an affluent upbringing, who cares? What does that have to do with anything?
Like if you show up every day and you're a good person and you work hard, it doesn't matter where you came from, right? Obviously, there's a lot of privilege to be had out there, which helps people tremendously in life get a leg up or get ahead faster, get the right education. All of that shit is very obvious, right? But when we're just talking about fundamentals and mindset is everything, like we talk to the kids a lot about resilience, the idea of resilience. I was reading them the definition of resilience at the breakfast table on Saturday morning. I was like, it is to be able to bounce back from difficult situations, in other words, like tough.
And remind us how old your kids are.
11, 9, and 6.
Okay. So how does something like that come up? So take me through that breakfast conversation.
I actually don't recall exactly how it started, but I think we'd just say to the kids, well, I want you to be resilient. And I think my daughter was like, what's resilient? And I was like, you know what resilience is. You used it as your word for like what you want to be earlier in this school year. You're fucking around right now pretending not to remember what this is so that I don't put you on the spot. But because people don't want to be held to being resilient because they want to take the easy road sometimes or not have to bounce back or wallow in their own sadness for a little longer. And I was talking about my grandmother who used to say the bed will weaken you. And I'm like, okay, this means, you get sick, you go lie down, you take your time, you feel better, but don't lie down for too long. You got to get back up. You got to get back out there or else you'll just get weaker. You got to build your strength back up by facing the world again.
Yeah. My mom says motion is the lotion.
Oh yeah. Love it.
Put it on a tee, Ma. So I'm going to tell you of a physical example of building resilience in kids. And I am not a parenting expert, but maybe some people need to hear how I handle it as a sports mom.
Yeah.
So a little story. Last night was the next to the last game of the softball season. My daughter picked up softball this year. She cracked 2 killer hits last night. 2 killer hits. Okay. So anyone who saw her for the first time is like, this kid is a fucking baller.
Yeah. Hitting dingers.
A few people came up to me and said that, holy crap. And I went immediately into, because I need people to know, I'm not going to go, oh yeah, she's crushing it. I said, if you only knew what it took to get to tonight, that's a whole other lesson plan. So whole season, she's like, I want to try softball. So my thought is let her try it and see if she likes it. And I sit back and I open my lawn chair and I show up. I don't say a thing. If she strikes out 4 times, I don't touch it. She's 10. She finally gets to the point in the season where she's like now laughing about how often she strikes out and how she can't hit to the windmill pitcher. And one night she got a hit and she's like, Mom, it's because they pulled the coach in to pitch and I hit because it was the coach. And I go, okay, if you want to believe that. Jump ahead. She finally got to the point where she's wanted to practice in the yard. So my dad came over. He's like, hey, let's get you out of your batting slump. And she's like, okay. So he starts pitching to her. He starts switching a few minor things up. She starts dinging him. All of a sudden, there's this light up in her eyes. And I'm like, that's my dad with me. It was me and him my whole life. There was no nagging. There was no, you got to do this. You got to bat this way. You got to more. It was like, there's this weird subconscious psychology of like letting the kid think it's their idea and their timing. And then you lean in when their timing is there. You got to know the exact moment. So ding. Now I said, hey, Layla, see how we did that? If you give it like 20 minutes a day, you'll be a different player. Every day now wants to practice in the yard, wants to try pitching, wants to do catching, wants to cracked the 2 fucking balls last night.
Yes.
Biggest happiness on her face. And I was like, that we did it the right way. There's other parents that I gotta swing, focus on the ball.
Oh my God.
Like, kids gotta want it for themselves. You can't make a human want to be in a relationship they don't want to be in. You can't make, right? It's like everybody's timing is their own. You're just here for the ride to keep them on the guardrails. But that's kind of my version of like resilient parenting, is teaching them that they can come up with that themselves, and you can just hand them the ball and offer some extra pitches, but they're the ones that did it.
Yeah.
You want to take it, oh, that's because mom practiced with you. That's because grandpa changed your swing. It's like, you did that. You decided that you want to do that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my PSA TED talk on building resilience in your kids. Let it be theirs.
Yeah. I love that mentality. Give them the power.
Yeah. And you gave them the tool of the word. So let me ask you, summer and snacking. What do you let your, because you're the snack master, your whole tagline is get yourself a snack, right?
Get yourself a snack.
Get yourself a snack.
Yeah. So I will hopefully not be giving my kids too many snacks this summer, because hopefully they'll get their snacks while they're at camp.
All right.
Although no, they won't, because my older 2 kids have aged out of camp. Lukey will be at camp eating there, and Cal and Faye will be bopping around in between some different activities locally. So I don't know. I mean, I think I just I always keep sort of the similar type of stuff on hand. Some bars, popcorn, bags.
Oh, I want ideas. And this, we already did the sponsored part. I just want to talk like 2 humans. Like, what are we snacking on? I need some new ideas. My kids are sick of my food.
Well, my problem, the problem with kids and snacks is that they like something one week and they don't like it the next week. So you fucking buy a box of snacks, and they devour them in the first week, and you go and buy another one, and then that sits there for 2 months, and then you're throwing it away, and you're like,
Chase went through a passion for the for the pretzel covered peanut butter. Now I'm like, those are just sitting rotting, the little packages. He's over it.
Yeah. It's like,
the Chobani flips. He went into a key lime frenzy, had to have the key lime flips at all times. Then they just started rotting. I'm like, I bought the freaking big dog size, and now you're done with it. You didn't even give me a warning. There was no I think I'm over these. It was just
so frustrating when they do that.
Now? What are your kids on now?
One thing that never goes out of style around here is popcorn. Like, they'll always eat popcorn. They'll always eat fruit. Like, they'll always eat bananas and apples, and in the summer, like watermelon and cantaloupe.
Slinging berries around here.
Berries.
Slinging strawberry. I mean, we go through a lot of strawberries.
Yeah, it's like my boys eat berries. My daughter doesn't like berries. I don't know. It's crazy. They've all got, I mean, if I let them eat what they really wanted all the time, they'd probably want like Cheetos and Doritos and Fritos and crap. Yeah. So,
and I try to sometimes,
I don't buy that stuff.
I try to buy it sometimes to just be like, okay, I'm not a total
I'm being the fun mom.
And then they go to that, and there's no turn back. You know what my son brings he's a creature of habit. Every single day he brings a little individual sized bag of the veggie sticks.
Yeah.
He likes I think he likes just the crunchability.
Yeah, Lukey loves veggie sticks too. A couple of them will. So it's funny. Like they're all like on different snack.
Yeah.
Pretzels are usually a hit around here. Graham crackers. They like graham crackers.
Since you mentioned popcorn, can I have you try the I think they sponsored the mother thing we went to. Lesser Evil.
Yeah, I worked with them.
Okay. Their watermelon Himalayan or their
watermelon.
Watermelon hibiscus popcorn.
No way.
Ate the whole bag in the car the other day.
I'll try it.
To and from field hockey because I have an hour drive there. I got 2 hours there, hour drive back, whole bag.
Wow, that's the Lesser Evil popcorn has probably taken the number one place in popcorn in our house for sure.
Chase just calls it the pink bag.
The pink bag.
I want the pink bag.
Yeah,
that's all right. Good. See, good ingredients.
Yeah, I try really hard on that. But at the same time, I don't like when we're outside of the house and like we're gonna get a snack or go to a store or whatever. That's when I'm like, all right, whatever, you can get what you want.
I've tried to let go this softball season of like you're not getting another French fry from the concession stand. I tried to just be like, you know what? I remember the concessions. It's like fun to go to the concession stands.
So I also feel like when I was a kid, my parents never told me that I couldn't have anything. Like I could have anything. Like there was nothing that was off limits to me.
I had two completely different households because of the divorce. I had the one that I could binge eat and
where your dad's
side. They never made a comment. And then I'd come home, a little TMI, I'd go back to my mom's and I would get constipated a lot.
Oh.
And my mom would go, son of a bitch, you're constipated again. You can't be eating that shit. So I had the two completely
I'm dying.
Snackwells and fat-free cream cheese in my mom's fridge.
Dude, that's probably what was fucking constipating you. Fat-free and sugar-free shit, right?
She went to her bodybuilder era.
Oh, really?
With the thong up the ass for aerobics and everything.
Oh my God. That's where you get your like muscly...
Yeah, but I was
physique from
as a kid. I was like, my fucking mom's got the ass out again.
So, but Wendy knows how to turn it on psycho level with like nutrition stuff.
Oh yeah, now she's essential oils like for everything, and she needs magnesium on her feet.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Does she still go for like sugar-free stuff, or is she now like that's no way?
Nope. She's in the modern time. She teaches senior aerobics classes. So she's got what time is it?
I don't know. Oh my God.
Look at us. Holy shit, we went long. All right. So she's in the current state of now where I personally think it's hilarious. Because my mom is not always a practice what you preach. Like, the people that just love to talk. And then you see her and you're like, Mom, you just maybe don't go that hard on the topic.
Yeah.
Because she's, anyway, she's a riot. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up this summer. I hope you can make it here and join us like in a Massachusetts type of vlog. Because my brother's coming home and we got a lot of shit to do.
Oh my God. I got to meet Frankie at some point. I got to meet Wendy at some point.
Come on down. We'll talk about our perimenopause, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
But can we do this more often?
Definitely.
I think the moms need us.
They need us.
All right.
We need them.
Mom chatter with Big Time Adulting and your girl, Nicki Marie. Holla at your girls. Stay for more. Like, subscribe. Where can we find you?
Big Time Adulting.
There you go. Big Time Adulting. Nicki Marie Inc. Dab at you. Holla at your girl. Stay for more. Love ya. Happy summer, everyone.